Alright, for this video I'm going to just be doing a bunch of simplification that uses distributive property and negative and positive numbers and signs and stuff to give you guys some practice. So we'll start with something like this. Let's try 4 minus 5 times 3t plus 3. I used a little curl on the end of my t's so they don't look like pluses. So this is a t, that is a plus. So first, there's a couple of ways we can think about this, as we talked about in class. We can think about all this being separate and just remembering that we're going to subtract all of that. So if that's the way we do it, we know that we have 4 minus and then a whole bunch of stuff. And so that stuff would be 5 times 3t, which would be 15t, and then this plus this 5 times 3, which is 15. Now when we show that subtraction, we need to subtract or take the opposite of 15t and then subtract or take the opposite of 15. And then we would combine the like terms, and the like terms would be this 4 and this negative 15, or this 4 and this minus 15, which becomes negative 11, and then this negative or minus 15 is left there. Remember, you cannot combine these two things because they're not like terms. Just to show you a different way of solving the same problem, but not really a different way, but a different thought process. So what I do is I kind of forget about the addition and subtraction. I just think, well, it's going to be positive or negative numbers. So we could say, instead of 4 minus 5, we can say 4 plus negative 5 times 3t plus 3. And as usual, we have to do this multiplication first. And so we can say 4 plus negative 5 times 3t would be negative 15t. And then we can say plus again. And we have this negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. So here I'm just showing the same signs, but the negatives come from the multiplication here. A negative times positive, and then a negative times positive. Notice we're going to get the same answer. Remember, plus a negative is the same thing as writing just minus. Same thing here, and it's the same thing as we had here. Alright, and then so we're going to get the same answer down below. Alright, let's try another. So I'll just do 10 minus 6 times 2x minus 3. Okay, so one way we can do it again is to, instead of saying minus, we can say plus a negative 6 times the 2x minus 3. Okay, and so in this case, the plus is going to remain down there, so we'll do 10 plus negative 6 times 2x is negative 12x, and then minus, we can say, so I'm just bringing down these things here, right? So minus, and then we have a negative 6 and a 3, so negative 6 times 3 is negative 18, and then we would have to simplify, so 10 plus a negative is minus, and then minus a negative is plus, so 10 plus 18 is 28, and then we have this minus 12x or negative 12x left over. And so we'd be done there. If you wanted me to do it in the other way, I think I kind of flipped the two techniques. I think it was like this before. So we have 10 minus 6 times 2x minus 3. So we can say 10 and then take all of this stuff and just deal with that separately. So we have the minus, and then 12x minus 18, and then now deal with the subtraction. So we need to do the opposite, or subtract 12x. Then we need to do the opposite of subtraction, which is addition, and then we have the same thing. Right? So it'll finish off the same way. Let me try another. The difference between that first one and the second one was this symbol right here. The first one had a plus there, and the second one had a minus there. Let's try another. So we can do 6 minus 4 times negative 2y minus 7. Okay, again, one of the ways we can think about it is deal with this subtraction after. So we can have 6 minus, and then take care of the blue box here. I'll put it in blue for you. 6 minus 4 times negative 2y is negative 8y. And then we have 4 times minus 7, or 4 times 7, so we could subtract 4 times 7, which is 28. And now we just distribute this negative. So 6, so we had a negative 8y, but we need the opposite of that. And then we have this minus 28, but we need the opposite of minus 28. So we get our like terms. 28 and 6 becomes 34, and this 8y is also there. That would be the final answer. Let me just double check my work there. 6 plus 8y plus 28. Yeah, okay. Let me try some more. Here we go. How about 10 plus 3 times 6x minus 5. This one will be a lot easier because this plus sign here means you're adding all this, and so you don't have to do any opposite stuff. It's just 10 plus 6 times 3, so 18x, and then minus 15. So this one's a lot more straightforward because of that plus sign. When it's subtraction, you really got to pay attention step by step to opposites and minus and negative. So we need to combine like terms here. We have a 10 and a minus 15, or a 10 plus negative 15, or 10 minus 15. Negative 5 plus 18x. Notice you'll hear me use the terms minus, negative, opposite, almost interchangeably. I kind of think of them all in the same way. They all come from this sign here. 5 minus 3, the opposite of 8, negative 8. These are all the same type of stuff. All right, let's go back to a subtraction one. Let's see what I have here. Let's just try negative 6 minus 3x. No, let's not make it that different. We don't need the x out there. It wouldn't really matter, but let's make this 5z minus 3. Bunch of negatives. Everything's negative, everything's subtracted. So it's all step by step, little pieces coming together. So this negative 6 we'll just keep here for a minute. We can subtract and then just deal with all of this before we deal with that subtraction sign. So we have, let's do in this color, 3 times 5z, it's 15z. And then we have minus 3 times 3, which would be minus 9. Or you could think of it this as 3 times negative 3, which would be negative 9 or minus 9. Now we need to distribute this negative through everything. So we have negative 6 still, and then the opposite or subtraction of 15z. And then we have, we had a subtraction of 9, but we need to do the opposite of that. So we need to add 9. And now we combine like terms, so we have a negative 6 and a plus 9 would be positive 3, and then minus 15z. Okay, I think I'll do the next one without this box here. I'll just deal with the subtraction or the negative right away. Okay, so let's do negative 5 minus 4 times 2x minus 5. Okay, so here I'm going to do it all at the same time. So I have this negative 5. I'm going to say, instead of subtraction of 4, I'm going to say a negative 4 times 2x would be a negative 8x. And then I'm going to say again, negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. So I write plus 20. Then I'm going to combine the like terms. Negative 5 and plus 20 is 15. Minus 8x, and I'm done. Alright, that's a bunch of examples for you. Take a look at those, and if you have any questions, come see me Monday morning, 7:30.